Welcome. Come on in. It's Thursday and it's happy hour. Home happy hour to be exact. So grab a drink and let's get started. Hi everybody, it's Claire Paris with the Paris Group Realty LLC in Portland, Oregon. And today we're talking about staging. So I'm going to list my home for sale. Do I have to stage it? So first off, no, you don't have to stage it, but we're probably going to walk through it and we're going to maybe cull some of that stuff. So, pictures from your kids' childhood or wedding photos, all that stuff's going to come off the walls and it's going to seem a little bare, but it is what you want because the buyer needs to be able to imagine them in the space, not you. So on that topic, people often ask, should I stage my home? Should I hire a staging company? And the answer is sometimes. It's sometimes useful to have them come in and just stage it, especially if it's a vacant home, because it helps give the buyer's perspective. If you're going to be living there while we're listing the property, there are companies that will come in and stage the home, but with your stuff. So that's actually kind of cool, and it's much less expensive than having an actual staging company do everything. And then on that same avenue, one of the things that you can do that really adds lushness and luxury to a home, any home, is plants. It seems like a simple thing, but it's a really big deal. So think of plants kind of like art. They can add softness and vitality to a space. They can add structure. And I'm going to give you a few examples here in our house. So over here, you can see that we kind of have a nice little ensemble. This is a fig plant, ficus. And it is giving us a sense of structure and sort of interest in the area, kind of pulls everything together. Over here, we have a great example of softening a space. So you can see this staircase is pretty hard, like it's glass and wood and just hard lines. And we've tried to soften that with a hanging vine to kind of bring interest and also make it a little less kind of in your face. Of course, you can also see here an orchid on our countertop. I love using fresh flowers to lighten and brighten up a space. If you list a home with me, I always send you an orchid to put on your dining room table. It's just a great way to kind of elevate the space and just make it feel alive. And then I'm going to give you a couple more examples of structure. So over here again, we have something, kind of hard spaces. So we've got a piece of art, but also a rattan seat. And then we've got sort of a structural plant here. And feel free to be playful with your plants. I mean, this is a great example of a weird spot for a plant. You don't normally think of it on a bench, but this is a great way to sort of lend interest and greenery, frankly, to the space. Behind you, you'll see another great example of structure. My partner loves manipulating these plants, so you can see he's got it all tied up to make it grow a certain way, but the idea is that it'll be framed in this window and it'll be a real point of interest to look at as you look at the interior space and also the exterior. So of course, this is something you can play with, and it gets into really cool ideas of architecture and balancing and also highlighting or contrasting what you have going on in your space. So keep those ideas in mind as you're looking to add plants to your life. As you can imagine, I'm super into my plants, so we've done a few videos on plants. We've got one on how to trim your plants, another on installing a veggie garden, and still another on indoor and outdoor plants, and even a final one on hardscape versus softscape. So check those out. There's all kinds of information. As always, thanks so much for tuning into this week's Home Happy Hour. We'll see you next week.